But see, it's for me, it's
Some people,
something.
it's like something you can do and it's like relaxing and.
Exactly, crochet. If somebody does crochet or knitting, we were talking about that. You can sit in front of the TV and just make your
My
fingers
grandma
move.
used to do that.
All you gotta do is glance once in a while to see what you're up to. Maybe if you have a counting pattern, you count to yourself and okay, what row am I on? Okay, cool beans, and you keep going. Same with the rooting. If you've got a method, like I said, I make a pile of the plugs that I want. Usually, when I'm sitting at home on my couch, I'll have my leg up and I'll pile all the hair right there on my leg. And then, when I think I've got enough hair to satisfy what I'm doing, the movie's about 2.5 hours. Cool beans, so I'll keep going, And then I'll start throwing the hair on the head, just sitting there on the couch. I'll take in, the needle so I don't lose it. I'll end up, poke it through your shirt so you know where it's at. Obviously, you don't want to move forward. Damage yourself. But I've done that before too. So yeah, it's a busy activity. I come from a long line of women who like to stay busy. If I was in school and they allowed it, I would have done something with my hands. Hi, Sharon.
Just a brief peek.
Sure.
I was informed that how could I read before the hair, and Jem and Jericho was explained.
Ah, see. We are rooting different colored doll hair.
Where do you get the hair from?
The hair, that's a good one. The hair can be found at dollyhair.net. And where do you get Saran? Well, they have
You can
it too,
get it,
but-
the two main distributors are Dolly Hair and Restore Doll
Yeah.
online. And those are the two major US distributors.
And can you do this on any doll?
Yeah. Well, vinyl doll that the head can be removed on.
Uh-huh.
And if it's rooted hair, you certainly can. And actually, I know some people who've taken like painted hair canvas and actually thrown glue plug holes in them and put hair on them. But that is molded, so it's going to be a little harder to do.
Is it like a little needle?
Yeah, yeah. There's nothing but little teeny holes in there.
Yeah.
I'll do one more plug.
I have a beautiful doll, a Halberd doll from Germany, 100 years old. Those girls
Stab yourself in the leg.
hand painted. Oh my God, those antique dolls from they are unbelievable.
Is it plastic or porcelain?
Oh no, hand painted porcelain
Yes.
case.
Yeah. Usually that's a blue mohair.
And the lid cap comes off.
See how it's kind of separating itself? You do make a mess and you do end up having to put a few strands back together again, but I find that therapeutic too.
How revealed dog hair, how hard
It
can it
does, yeah. And see, these are all hanging out. I don't want the short hair sticking out the head, so I'll go through and actually take and even them up because I like that. Like I said, I once counted 14 hairs per photographer.
And then, okay, you've got a little string
And a
there.
little strand, put it through the floss, pop it back. I like that sound too. You know it's a good plug when it goes pow. And it's sturdy enough that, again, I mean, there's just 12 by or not, and it's nice and secure.
And tie a
You
knot.
work the knot out to the end of the plug, make it nice and tight. Some hair is tight already, some you have to kind of help along with crimping the knot.
I've seen some of these Dolphy dolls, they're absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, the
Yeah.
Japanese
Yeah.
ones.
You can reroute those.
Yeah.
I mean, people make custom made, but oh my God, it looks like something out of a.
No, it's got twice as much hair.
Yeah, I've much hairy before.
And that's really funny, that reminds me of those shrunken heads though.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so we were talking about where we can buy this stuff. But Dolly Hair, Tina at Dolly Hair is a really good a good spot. She's got every color you can possibly imagine, which is great in our world because the hair is all neat.
And then you
Awesome
can
colors.
do combinations.
Exactly. Yeah. You
blendings.
can do streaks and blending. Like this girl here, I did some funky streaks, and she's going to be a fairy. So I was going off pattern on it and doing a couple of.
So can you buy all sorts of doll heads and figures like doll things and paint them? And
You can. The Dolphins you were talking about are like a Vitsu, which I use, that come as a blank. It's a naked head, there's nothing on it, no paint, no nothing.
Oh, wow.
You
So
can
they
actually make your
literally
own
would come
clothes.
closer to this.
Yeah, but there's no holes on the top already.
But can you, no holes?
No holes, you end up making your own, but they're real easy because the vinyl that they use is really soft. That stuff's
What do
great.
you use, it just a sewing needle?
So a darning needle usually is wide enough to do what you have to do.
And how
depending
big
upon
are
the
these
size of
Dolphy
the
things though? What size heads?
You have a choice. I think Dolphin, do they come in a couple different sizes? I know Ovisu
Yeah.
does,
Well,
27 centimeters. will
Yeah,
be
they
good.
do. I collect
I
the
bet it.
resin ball jointed dolls
Yeah.
from Japan and from Asia. But the ones you're talking about are like the vinyl ones, and they come in different, everything up to 60 centimeters.
Yeah. So you get a
67
big size
centimeters, but they were talking about
60,
that.
no, the whole doll, like 60 centimeters would be like a 20-something doll.
That's a good sized doll.
Yeah, she's big.
Most
But
of
then
what
they
we
have
do-
ones this size too.
Yeah, just most of what we do is we buy an existing doll, like our dear Gem dolls that maybe didn't have
You
such a
know,
nice childhood.
Shayna.
Oh.
This one here, this is a fun story. Got her on eBay. Picture didn't look all that bad. She had her hair up in a ponytail. I needed a Shayna for probably fashion. I thought, sure, you know, I've had awesome luck getting the curly hair to be nice and goofy again. I got her in the mail and I opened the package, and what was sitting on her head was a solid purple mushroom. The hair was solid. There was no stranding anymore. It was a plastic blob. I don't know if it had been heated, maybe in an attic in the sun for a billion years, and it was. It was in a ponytail, and the only thing left of hair was, you know, on the scalp and up by the ponytail. The rest of the curls were just solid. It was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do with it? So she became Grace Jones for a while. I cut it right off. So she had this neat purple, little short, spunky rock set kind of hairdo going. She sat that way for the longest time until I had time to root her into a regime. So she became regime kind of accidentally, but it worked out because the hair was toast. I didn't want to ruin a good doll to make her.
Oh, so she's the
perfect.
original one, huh?
She's an original Shayna that's had the hair removed, the face paint's removed. That was like my third face up on a doll, so I'm not positively happy with it because she's got Tammy Faye eyelashes. So someday I probably will redo
Now,
her.
do they
but-
have curly hair that you can put in here, or?
Well, usually, yes, that's where he comes in, which we're gonna get to soon, some other time, but.
Go ahead.
No, you are doing just fine, not a
We
problem.
still got about 15 minutes.
Oh, beautiful, all right, we're gonna start with, the integrity line is a little different to get the heads off of, because the heads are a lot harder, like Honor is the same way.
They are, and I guess I'll pass her around first. The method for the guy dolls and the method for the girl dolls is a little bit different, at least, I mean, the way I do it. The girl dolls have applied eyelashes, they're not rooted, but they're glued on. So if you put her head in a heating pad and you're not careful, the eyelashes will get smushed or change shape and be messed up. And then after that, it's really hard to get them to look quite the same ever again. So I use a hair dryer for the girls because of their lashes. And I'll show you that in a minute. For him, since he's a boy and doesn't have rooted lashes, I just use a heating pad like what you do. But because of how hard their heads are, and also for the boys, they have a much thicker neck, it takes a little bit longer. So I basically take him and put him in a heating pad and leave it there for a while. Because the rule of thought is if it's not hot enough to burn you, because you use a heating pad if you're like her or whatever, then it won't burn him. He should be okay. But yeah, so I'll stick him in a heating pad and then I'll show you how to work his head off. But I'll do that right now, but if you want to pass her around, people can see how hard her head is, like in comparison to some of the other dolls.
It's exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you can move it, like turn it.
Solid.
It's very, yeah. So you can't just, like hers, the head that she was doing before that was vinyl, heated up relatively quickly. It's gonna take a longer process for that.
Yeah,
to
the
be
Star
able to
Doll
snap,
was
or you'll
like
snap,
that.
you'll put crack in the neck and you'll mess it up.
The Star doll is like instantaneous almost.
You want to change it, reroute it.
Yeah, exactly. It depends on how far you're going to when you.
But generally you have to get to the underneath, so you have to pop the head off.
Is this the hottest? that
It's
it
gonna
gets?
get hotter.
Okay, do I need to turn it up?
Nope, it's already on, it's just I
So
have to
for
put it back
the boy, since he doesn't have rooted eyelashes, you just like stick him in the thing and like put it around him.
on.
Can I do
Make
that?
a burrito out of
Yeah.
integrity.
And then you just leave him for a while
Yeah,
until
yeah,
it's
that'll
gonna
heat
get
up a
really
little
hot.
bit more, that'll heat
Yeah.
up more. It gets to a point, personal use, I do have to take it off once in a while.
Now, with the lashes, there are people that use heating pads. I would not recommend using water, like you said, that you put them in boiling water sometimes.
Or hot tap water.
Boiling
Right.
water or hot tap water will take the lashes right off because they're applied with glue on these. So, there are some people that use the heating pad and they'll stick her head in like a toilet paper tube or a paper towel tube that they've cut to fit the size of the head. And it's possible, but it's just about how you position it in the heating pad when you roll it up. Because if you do get these heated, they'll smash down or they'll go crooked and they don't look good.
Once they're down,
You've
it's hard
got a
to get back
$200
up.
doll and it's.
Yeah.
That's wonky eyelashes.
Excuse me. So,
You
For
know,
her.
dolls like their boobs.
Yeah, they do.
Yes, yes,
And nipples and everything.
Yeah.
So she's on, for demonstration, she's on a body that doesn't match her head. And this is the body that we're gonna put her on, that will match her head. For the hair dryer, what I do is, you don't wanna get her saran hair with the heat, because you'll melt it or you'll ruin it. So I take her head like this, and I cover all the hair, and I put it in my hand like this. And then you make sure that, like this part of your hand, the like, whatever that is, this skin, cover her, the last row, the hair plug row, so you don't get that either. Because if you get that too hot, it'll break off. So you cover that, and you make sure not to smash down her eyelashes, because if they get